A uniquely delicious dessert for your summer gatherings that comes to us from a secret 4th generation old island family recipe, Tortuga Imports. Established in the Cayman Islands, they're bringing us these deep Caribbean heritage, these wonderful tastes of the islands, and they're offering a 2-pound large Southern Spirit cake. So you're gonna choose either from your 2-pound Tennessee Spice Cake, your 2-pound Kentucky Bourbon Cake, or your Apple Pie Moonshine Cake. Now, we don't have a ton to go around here. It's the first day that they're presented on 5 easy payments, but the 5 easy pays are for our QVC's 39th birthday, and that goes away at the end of day today. So take advantage of $5.40 on an easy payment and bring one of these home. They will feed up to 16 people. But I was watching earlier, and the wonderful Jen Kovich said she actually thinks it's going to be even more than 16 people. So speaking of Jen Kovich, she is here. She brought us that delicious wine. And Jen, now all I'm thinking about is having a glass of one of those rosé wines while I'm having a slice of one of these spirit cakes on a nice summer evening, and it just sounds divine.
Right? It's like, is there anything close to heaven? Why, yes, there is. It's rosé.
It's rosé and Tortuga Imports.
That's right, exactly. I love that you set that up beautifully because it is really about the heritage here. We are known since 1984. We started as a rum cake company. That's what we're really known for, is giving you the traditional Caribbean flavors with a rum saturated cake with a pound cake consistency. But with this beautiful hexagon box, you are getting either the Tennessee whiskey, which is so delicious. And what I appreciate most about why we use Tennessee whiskey as opposed to other varietals is it's a very well-balanced whiskey with the spice, yet oakiness, yet a mild sweetness from the vanilla, but then also that Kentucky bourbon. Fantastic, beautifully aged, absolutely delicious. If you love bourbon, you are absolutely no doubt going to love this one because it is fully saturated in that beautiful Kentucky bourbon. And then, of course, the most popular moonshine out in the world is Apple Pie Moonshine, known for its mild tartness, more sweet, a little bit of spice there, all blended into this traditional butter cake that we bring you from the Caribbean by Tortuga. And starting here with that incredible Tennessee whiskey, you'll notice as I break this apart, it is so moist, not crumbly whatsoever, delicious, absolutely saturated in that beautiful Tennessee whiskey. And when you break this open, you immediately open that package and then you start slicing away. What I found is, based on my riser that you can see next to me, I am getting 20 slices per cake. Now, I know our good friend Mark Charles says about 16. That's a very generous slice in my opinion. I really prefer the smaller slices because then I can have a little bit of everything if I get, more than one of these. But I also love that you can just partner it with some simple berries, a little bit of whipped topping. If you want to do a drizzle of chocolate or caramel over this, you absolutely could. But really, the story is that cake. As I squeeze this, you can see it just bounces back. It is moist, it is delicious, and decadent. Look at how easily that pulls apart. This is a true spice cake. And when I think about spice cake, I want you to consider cinnamon, nutmeg, a little bit of ginger in there. But we're also giving you the sweetness from the vanilla. And I have to show you the underside. Do you see how it's a little bit darker?
Yes.
Right there on the side. That is full saturation of that Tennessee whiskey.
Wow.
Now, I don't want you to think, okay, is this like a real serious boozy cake? No, it's not.
Okay.
You will taste the flavor of the Tennessee whiskey.
Okay.
But it's not going to knock you on the floor, right?
Got it.
Okay.
You get the flavor, but then a lot of it is kind of cooked out during that process. Jen, I've had the chance to try this one. I tried that Tennessee spice, and it just, the spices in there, it's warming, and then you get that kind of Tennessee whiskey flavor. We already are limited. We have fewer than 100 in the Tennessee spice. Then we also have some more
Oh,
updates
wow.
for you. I know these are going quickly. It's very unique and it's very summer forward and it's really fun. So I can see why. And it's a great price, $26.98. To feed 16 to 20 people is pretty amazing. And then we do have the Kentucky Bourbon option for you. Oh my gosh, we're last call in Kentucky Bourbon? Okay, last call in the Kentucky
Oh, wow.
Bourbon. And then we have the Apple Pie Moonshine, fewer than 50 to go around there. So this truly is going very, very quickly. And Jen, you know, I used to work on cruise ships, and there are certain places where you would see every single guest would be coming back, and they would come back with this hexagon-shaped box because this is something that is just a favorite. When you go to visit the islands and the tropical destinations, you have to come back with one of these amazing cakes. And this truly kind of combines the Southern heritage of the spirits with that island heritage. And I love that it's a secret recipe that nobody else can get. It's just a secret family recipe.
Absolutely. You know, and I love that you brought that up, Rachel, because quite frankly, you are the perfect host to present this item because of all of the worldly experience that you've had, and you have seen that firsthand, that experience of customers loving that hexagon box, bringing that home. And actually, I want to show you how this will arrive to you because you'll notice you do have this beautiful hexagon box, right? So this one, for instance, is that Tennessee whiskey. You open it up, you'll get a little bit of history about us and a little bit of care and tender TLC that you need to give this cake, which really it's fantastic because it has a 1-year shelf life just as is.
Great.
But it comes in this sealed package, right? We give you this perfectly sealed package because we want you to be able to see and keep that moisture inside. You can see how the packaging just kind of sticks to it and then slowly peels apart from it because it is still so incredibly moist. If you are going to cut this open, and then what I would suggest is if you want to freeze it, you absolutely can. Go ahead and put those slices in. That way when you pop this in the freezer after you have wrapped it in a lot of cellophane, you've wrapped it, and then you just want to take out one piece at a time, set it out, and then you can enjoy that just a little by little just for a late night snack if you want, or you're having a couple of your friends over after dinner. You just want something sweet. This is perfect with a beautiful nightcap if you want to end the night that way. But given that the Kentucky Bourbon is last call, as you mentioned, I do want to show that.
Yes, let's talk about
so
that
delicious.
one. Absolutely. And Jen, just really quick, I want to encourage everyone to use QVC.com because we may be having a little bit of an issue with the phone lines right now. So just place your orders on QVC.com and we'll get your orders, especially for the Kentucky Bourbon because that one is now last call. So Jen, let's dive into that one.
Okay, perfect. So as I slice this, I just want you to see again how moist and delicious this is. It almost has like a pound cake consistency, but not quite as heavy and weighty as a pound cake. But what I love is with this full 2-pound bundt style cake that you're getting, it is loaded with full saturation of that Kentucky bourbon. Immediately, the aroma is delicious. You'll smell the warmth to get the mild sweetness that comes from that Kentucky bourbon. I mentioned this earlier when we presented it, a little earlier today, and I truly meant it. I am a little bit of a bourbon connoisseur, if you will.
Okay.
This tastes exactly like a name I cannot say, but a very difficult bourbon to find, and a smallish bottle with a horse on top.
Yes.
It is so good and so pure. You get those vanilla notes. You get a little bit of brown sugar in there, a touch of maple syrup, if you will. After those aftertastes, it is delicious, all blended into this incredible butter cake. You can see that it is moist. You can see that the texture is delicious, and it just melts in your mouth. But then we also have, let's not forget, that Apple Pie Moonshine.
Yes.
Now, this one, true Southern favorite, and that's why I love it. We're giving you those Southern spirit cakes. You can see right there, see how it's a little darker on the outer edge?
Yes.
That is all that marinade, that moonshine marinade that we're fully saturating this cake with. And again, you get that wonderful consistency, a nice meaty bite with small pieces of walnut, not over the top, just an added balance there to give you that added crunch. wonderful. Now, what I love about the apple pie moonshine is it gives you the same balance of sweet and tart with a little touch of spice, not acidic whatsoever, but you can absolutely tell this is a true apple pie moonshine saturation.
Oh my goodness, they are all so good. I also can't get over the price here, $26.98. And I will tell you, from walking around a
Yes.
lot of those shops where you're going to the cruise destinations, that price is a lot higher because they know you're going to pay it when you're just there for the day and then you're going back to the cruise ship. So this is a really fantastic price. I'm even thinking if you are just going to do this for some celebration that you have, right, coming up, maybe this is what you want to serve for 4th of July, maybe there's some summer birthdays, maybe you even wanted to print out a picture and tell dad, this is going to be coming. It's your Father's Day gift. It won't be here by tomorrow, but it's coming. It's on the way. Print out a picture. You're a really great price of $26.98. I feel like you can't even go to the grocery store and get a sheet cake that would serve 16 to 20 people for that price. So it's something very special. It's a secret recipe. It comes those kind of flavors of the South, flavors of the islands all together, and you decide which flavor you would like to go with. So there's either the Tennessee spice, your Kentucky bourbon, or that apple pie moonshine. Kentucky bourbon is last call. Very, very last call. I just got the update, so please check out of your cart. Use QVC.com. And now apple pie moonshine has only 25 remaining. So that may go next as soon as the Kentucky bourbon goes. So it's very, very limited here. Now, Jen, you mentioned that this is going to come, it's not frozen, it's going to come room temp, and I can just leave it room temp?
Correct. You can. You absolutely can. This has a 12-month shelf life as is.
Great.
So as you see it here in the vacuum packaging, you can leave it as is if you want in that beautiful box or outside of it. Just find a nice, cool, dry place in your pantry. And keep in mind, Rachel, these are literally baked to order. So once we get your orders, then we bake them. We go ahead and take care of everything. We'll seal them beautifully. And then you just take out whatever you want as you want it. And as I said, if you wanted to keep it really, really fresh and you want to add life to that, the shelf life, you could pop this in the freezer if you want. But pre-slice it. That way you're ready to go. And if you want to have smaller slices like you see here, this is fantastic for entertaining, wonderful if you have a party coming up. And it's so incredibly unique. I love that you said being on cruise ships, this is one of those things that you would always see guests going home with.
Always,
is this box.
yes.
But furthermore, I feel like this is one of those items that if you go on a cruise or if you go to a luxurious resort or a beautiful restaurant, a 5-star restaurant, then they add, do you want the dessert tray, right? Or do you want to see the dessert menu? And then they say things like Tennessee whiskey spice cake. They'll claim that it's their own recipe, but in fact, it's this. It's something that they are just adding a little bit of topping to, or the ice cream to, but yet it tastes so unique, so fresh, so handmade, that it's incredibly delicious. And it really gives you a true appreciation for each one of these. Being moist and decadent every single time is so, so unique.
There's a reason why you're not going to try to make your own of this, right? Because Tortuga's already done it perfectly. So there's no reason to try to do it yourself because this is that wonderful classic. It's a favorite for gifting, for cruises. If you go to the islands, this is what you bring home. And now we have this for you, and it's going to be shipped directly to your door, baked fresh for you. All right, I'm told we have a really big update. We now only have Tennessee spice, and we only have 50 remaining. So that means Kentucky bourbon is gone and our apple pie moonshine is gone. So Jen, let's talk again about that Tennessee spice, because with only 50 left, that is the only option remaining, but that is still a really good one. That's the one that I have tried, and it is really delicious.
This one is outstanding. Now the difference between Tennessee whiskey and other whiskey is they've done a very good job of giving you a balanced experience. It's spicy with, we want you to think more of the autumnal spices, right? So cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, a little bit of vanilla in there, but yet it also gives you a mild oaky, like a subtle oaky finish. And that's what you can expect here. That's why this cake is so popular for us because it gives you a nice balance. It's not overly spicy and it's not overly oaky. They've done a beautiful job with that. Now we're taking a traditional butter cake, which is like very reminiscent of a pound cake, if you